Hello everyone. Today we'll have a new lesson about programming languages that start with letter Z. Z notation. The Z notation is a formal specification language used for describing and modeling computing systems. It is targeted at the clear specification of computer programs and computer-based systems in general. Z was originally proposed by Abriel in 1977 with the help of Steve Schumann and Bertrand Meyer. It was developed further at the Programming Research Group at Oxford University, where Abriel worked in the early 1980s, having arrived at Oxford in September 1979. Zebra, ZPL, ZPL2, Zebra Programming Language or ZPL is a page description language from Zebra Technologies used primarily for labeling applications. The original language was superseded by ZPL2, but it is not fully compatible with the older version. Meanwhile, ZPL2 is emulated by many label printers of various producers. Later, the Zebra Basic Interpreter or ZBI was integrated into printer software, which is seen as an advancement to ZPL2 by the producer and is ANSI basic oriented. Primarily, it is intended to avoid a refactoring of code when changing the printer if the old printer software was written by a label printer of a competitor. A possible use of ZBL could be for when the Zebra printer receives a foreign label format, which it would then convert to ZPL2 on the fly so it can be printed. Zeno. Zeno, after pre-Socratic Greek philosopher Zeno of Elea, is an imperative procedural programming language designed to be easy to learn and user-friendly. Zeno is generic in the sense that it contains most of the essential elements used in other languages to develop real applications. The Zeno interpreter was designed for use in Windows 95 and later Microsoft operating systems. The interpreter comes with built-in debugging tools, a source code text editor, and an online language reference. Zeno was created by Stephen R. Smith and is maintained by Avicidarical Systems. ZLisp. Lisp Machine Lisp is a programming language, a dialect of the language Lisp, a direct descendant of MacLisp. It was initially developed in the mid to late 1970s as the system programming language for the Massachusetts Institute of Technology or MIT Lisp machines. Lisp Machine Lisp was also the Lisp dialect with the most influence on the design of Common Lisp. Lisp Machine Lisp branched into three dialects. Symbolics named their variant Zeta Lisp, Lisp Machines Corporation, and later Texas Instruments with the TI Explorer would share a common code base, but their dialect of Lisp Machine Lisp would differ from the version maintained at the MIT AI lab by Richard Stallman and others. Zig. Zig is an imperative general-purpose statically typed compiled system programming language designed by Andrew Kelly. The language is designed for robustness, optimality, and maintainability, supporting compile-time generics and reflection, cross-compilation, and manual memory management. A major goal of the language is to compete with and improve upon C, while also taking inspiration from Rust among others. ZOPL. ZOPL is a programming language created by GIAC Computer Corporation in the early 1970s for use on their mainframe computer systems used in libraries and banking institutions. It had similarities to C and Pascal. ZOPL stood for version Z, our programming language. ZOPL is still in use at CGI Group, formerly known as Real-Time Data Pro, who ported it to VAX or VMS and Unix in the 1980s and to Windows in 1998. By 2010, it had been ported to run on Windows XP 2000, 2003, and Red Hat Linux. The RTM, formerly ZUG, language compiler and runtime framework are written in ZOPL. Outside of CGI, ZOPL has not been in general use since the late 1980s, although there is still one known working system where it is found embedded in programs written in the car programming language. ZPL. ZPL, short for Z-Level Programming Language, is an array programming language designed to replace C and C++ programming languages in engineering and scientific applications. Because its design goal was to obtain cross-platform high performance, ZPL programs ran fast on both sequential and parallel computers. Highly parallel ZPL programs are simple and easy to write because it exclusively uses implicit parallelism. Originally called ORCA-C, ZPL was designed and implemented during 1993 to 1995 by the ORCA project of the Computer Science and Engineering Department of the University of Washington. C++. Z++ is an object-oriented extension to the C specification language. C++ allows for the definition of classes and the relation of classes through inheritance, association, or aggregation. The primary construct of C++ is the class. A Z++ class consists of a number of clauses which are optional. That's all for the discussion about programming languages that starts with letter Z. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.